Everyone dreams of that perfect Scottsdale home with sweeping golf course views, right? Well, what if I told you that buying a home on a golf course could be the worst decision that you ever made? Stay with me because I am about to ruin your fantasy. Now, if you really want a home on a golf course or in a golf course community, you are going to have to be okay with a homeowners association. And you have to know that those homeowners associations, well, they can be quite thorough. While they do help maintain the community's aesthetic, they can feel a little bit more like a strict landlord than a supportive neighbor. Want to repaint your house? You'll probably need approval for that. Want to install a flagpole or solar panels? You better read the rule book. And don't forget about the dues. Depending on the community, you could be paying several hundred to over $1,000 of monthly dues. That is a big cost just to keep things green and uniform. Some of the reasons people like living in golf communities besides the golf is that you get a consistently well-maintained neighborhood. The homes usually have great curb appeal and amenities like gated access, pools, and clubs. And all of those things can actually boost your property values. Some of the top golf communities here in Scottsdale actually draw a higher price point for the homes just because the home is in that community. Buyers know the community and know that the homes within it, for the most part, are going to be well maintained. But this is not for everyone. For those that really want to be on the golf course, where your home sits on the golf course could be an absolute nightmare. Living near the fairway has its visual perks, but it also has some pretty big hazards. And stray golf balls are a real issue. Homes along the fairways are in a direct line of play for many golfers. A slice, a shot that curves to the right for a right-handed golfer, or a hook, a shot that curves to the left, can easily send balls right into your backyard. Now, a stray tee shot might not be as prevalent as one of those fairway shots, but there is still a risk of a mishit or a shank right off the tee box. And guess where the ball can end up? Right in your yard. If your home sits in any of these areas on the golf course, you can end up with broken windows, damaged patio furniture, dents or holes in the exterior of your house. And if you have kids playing in the backyard, well, you might not want them playing in the backyard. Even more frustrating, unless you catch the golfer mid-slice and get their info, and let's be honest, that's probably not gonna happen, you're gonna be footing the bill for any of the repairs needed. Some insurance policies might cover some of the damage, but not all do. And even those that do, they might come with a deductible and a rate hike. Now, some homes on golf courses are positioned to limit the risk, and being closer to or on the green is the safest place you can probably be on the golf course, but even there you can get stray balls. And if you can find one of those safe places on the golf course, the views can be pretty spectacular. Now, this next one is something that people don't think about until it's usually too late. You may love to have that view of the golf course, and those golfers on the golf course are also gonna love the view of your backyard. Now, the level of traffic on a golf course behind your house is going to depend on what course you live on. If you live on a public course, the traffic will probably be higher than if you live on a private course. But either way, you're gonna have people walking and driving carts directly behind your house. And on those busy days, that traffic will increase. And conversations carry. So do laughs, speakerphones, and the occasional unfiltered golf commentary. If you're someone who values a secluded backyard, this setup might start to feel more like you're living in a public park. Now, just as we talked about with respect to where you live on the course and balls in your yard, if you don't have the cart path on your side of the fairway, then the people that come by your house will probably be a lot farther away and feel less intrusive. Many that love living on a golf course do so because they like not having a neighbor right behind. And many homeowners actually prefer that openness and that sense of space, especially with those elevated lots and strategic landscaping. Golf courses are pristine because someone is maintaining them daily, usually very early in the morning daily. That's when the mowers, blowers, and sprayers make their rounds around the golf course. You know, before anyone tees off. It's early. So if you're someone who enjoys sleeping in or has that idea of having that first morning cup of coffee out on your patio, enjoying the view in the pristine quiet, just know your morning peace might include the hum of a lawnmower. It's not exactly the most peaceful ambiance at times. Now, that maintenance does keep the course looking green and pristine, so your views stay lush, green, and beautiful all year long, but you have to put up with some of the noise. Scottsdale is a hotspot for snowbirds, golf tourists, and tournaments. During peak months, some communities can see some heavy traffic. crowded parking, and packed local restaurants. This can be exciting, but it can also mean long lines, noise, and limited access to some of those community amenities. It's something to seriously consider if you're looking for that laid-back, quiet neighborhood. The biggest difference you will see when it comes to this is the difference between a public and a private course. The public courses do get quite busy during our prime months, either with regular golf traffic or some of the golf tournaments that some of these public courses host. Now, private courses are going to see more traffic during our prime months as well, but the tee times in these private courses are usually spaced out a little farther apart, allowing for a little bit more of a laid-back pace of play. Now, these events also bring energy, tourism dollars, and often increases the desirability of some of these neighborhoods, which increases property values. Some homeowners even rent out their house short-term during some of these times of the year to make a pretty good profit. Now, maintaining that lush green grass here in the desert takes a lot of water, fertilizer, and pesticides. And while this keeps the course looking beautiful, it can introduce allergens, unpleasant smells, and some environmental concerns into your world. If you have kids, pets, or respiratory issues, it's worth thinking twice about before buying a house that backs directly onto a golf course. The constant exposure to some of these chemicals can be a hidden downside that some buyers overlook. Now, here in Scottsdale, many of the golf courses are more environmentally conscious and use reclaimed water and some more sustainable landscaping practices. And those mitigate some of the issues that you can find on some other courses. This is still something that you just need to be aware of. Now, if you own a home on a golf course and it's time to sell, your buyer pool, surprisingly enough, could be limited. Golf course homes appeal to a specific lifestyle. If you're not marketing to that niche, it could take longer to sell, or you might have to compromise on the price. And while golf might be your thing, not everyone wants to own a home that backs directly to a golf course, even some of those that are really into golf. But for those that do want it, those homes are usually in high demand. And if marketed correctly, a golf course home can attract a lot of great buyers. For those looking in Scottsdale, the good news, we have a lot of buyers that would love a house on a golf course. Now, golf courses are kind of an open invitation to wildlife. Javelinas, bobcats, coyotes, snakes, and rabbits often roam freely, especially in the desert areas like Scottsdale. And while some of that can be charming, it can also mean torn up yards, surprise guests on your patio, and sometimes late night howling. If you've got small pets and don't love the idea of the wildlife encounters, it's something to consider seriously. But the reality here is that those critters are just about everywhere here in Scottsdale. But because of the water on the courses, they do have a tendency to end up there a little bit more often to cool off and get some water. The flip side, stunning views of nature and the ability to watch desert wildlife right from your own yard. Some absolutely love this and find it very peaceful and enjoyable. Golf course homes in Scottsdale often lack mature trees or any type of barrier because the goal is an unobstructed view. Not to mention that most of these are desert courses, but that means more direct sunlight, some stronger winds, and less natural shade. Your backyard can become a little bit unusable during our hot months, unless you invest in some strategic landscaping or some shade structures. But to get those expansive, unobstructed views and incredible sunsets, this is how most golf courses are designed. But with the right landscaping and patio design, these downsides can be remedied so that you can enjoy your backyard. Now, if you would like to learn about all the homes that you will never want to buy, you are gonna wanna watch this video. As always, I thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.